The ocean was calm that night. Waves moved gently under the moonlight. Everything felt normal, peaceful, but deep below, where no light reached, something had changed. A machine, small, silent, floated down into the Mariana Trench. It was a deep-sea drone, sent by humans to explore the bottom of the Earth. Its sensors scanned rock and water. Everything seemed the same, until it heard the sound beep, dot 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 dot, beep, dot dot dot, beep, dot dot dot. The signal was soft, rhythmic. It pulsed like a heartbeat. The drone moved closer. Then, its cameras saw it metal. But not any human metal. It was black, smooth, untouched by time. And it was massive. The scientists back at the research ship stared at the screen. "What is that?" Dr. Lena whispered. "Metallic," said Ravi, her assistant. "No rust, no damage, and it's stuccoed last." Lena leaned forward. "Can you scan it?" The drone sent signals, trying to read the object. But then, everything went dark. "No response," Ravi said. "It's like the signal is ... being blocked." The metal object didn't move, but the signal kept going. Beep, 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 half a world away. In a hidden base beneath Earth's surface, another screen lit up. A deep space listening post picked up the same signal. A soldier frowned. "Is that ... from space?" said the technician. "It's from Earth, from the ocean." Then why did every deep space array light up? Nobody answered. Because far across the stars, something ancient woke up. On a distant world, forgotten by time, machines clicked to life. A dark figure stood before a glowing screen, tall, thin eyes burning like stars. The figure spoke in a strange language. "It has activated." Another alien walked forward. "After 30,000 years, we must return," the leader said. "Our ship is calling." Back on Earth, the metal object was pulled from the ocean. It took 10 submarines and a floating city of machines to bring it up. The world watched as it rose from the deep. It looked like a ship, but not one built by humans. The press called it the Deep Wraith. Governments called it Object Sigma. But scientists like Lena knew something was wrong. "It's not dead," she said. "What do you mean?" asked Ravi. "It's humming," she whispered, "like it's alive." That night, a small boy named Keon sneaked into the lab with his father, who worked security. Keon loved machines. He touched the black metal and smiled. "It's warm," he whispered. The ship's surface glowed faintly. Then it spoke. Recognized, Keon stepped back. "What was that?" The ship glowed brighter. "Human contact. Acceptable. Updating protocols." Keon ran to tell his father. But by the time adults arrived, the ship had gone dark again. In orbit around Jupiter, strange lights appeared. First 1, then 5, then hundreds. Alien ships. They were fast, silent, dangerous. Earth's satellites caught glimpses of their shapes, dark like shadows moving in the void. "They're coming," Lena said. "For the ship?" Ravi asked. Lena nodded. It sent a call, and someone answered. The president of Earth's Global Council appeared on every screen. "We do not know who they are," she said, "but we are not alone, and we must protect our world." The alien ship was moved to a secret base in Antarctica. Scientists tried to open it, but nothing worked. Missiles, lasers, code. Nothing touched it. Then, one night, Keon touched it again, and this time it opened. Inside, the ship was quiet. Dark walls hummed with energy. Strange lights floated in the air. Screens lit up with Earth's languages. Lena stepped inside slowly. "Why now?" she whispered. The ship answered. "Recognize species. Welcome, humans." Lena froze. "You know, U.S. 30,000 years of observation. Earth has changed. Who built you?" The ship paused. "Creators extinct. New operators evaluated." "What operators?" "Humans. Across the stars." The alien fleet grew closer. "Empire. Once rulers of 1,000 worlds, now broken, lost, forgotten." Their ship had been lost during a war long ago. A ship meant to end worlds. A weapon of power. And now, that weapon had chosen a new master at Earth's edge. The Valari made contact. A message appeared across every screen. "Return what is ours, or burn." The ship glowed brightly in Antarctica. Its voice rang across every speaker. "Threat detected. Defense mode active." It began to change. Panels opened. Turrets unfolded. Energy surged through the air. Earth's armies prepared. Fighters, tanks, satellites all on alert. Lena stood at the center, inside the ship. "Can you fight?" she asked. "I was built for war," it replied. The first alien strike came fast. One Volari ship destroyed Earth's moonbase in seconds. But the alien ship, now called Sentinel, fired a beam from Antarctica. It shot into space and cut the Volari ship in half. Earth cheered, but the Volari had hundreds more. "We need to leave," said Lena. "We need to take the fight out there." The ship opened a map.
Galaxy.
Lit up. "We go to them," it said. As the ship prepared to launch, Keon walked up to it. "Will you come back?" he asked. The ship spoke gently. "If Earth is home, I will return." Keon smiled. "Then go." The ship launched into space. Faster than light, Earth watched it disappear into the stars. The war had begun. But, for the first time in history, humanity was not afraid. Because the weapon the aliens came to take had chosen Earth instead. And now, the galaxy would learn. Humans don't give up what's theirs, not even to gods. The sky over Antarctica was dark. Lights flickered across the large hangars, where Sentinel, the alien ship, rested quietly after returning from space. But Sentinel, energy. Symbols floated in the air. Earth's scientists, led by Dr. Lena and Ravi, stood around the command chamber. Keon sat near the back, watching silently. The ship liked him. Everyone could feel it. Lena stepped forward. "This ship, it's not just old, it's beyond anything we understand." Ravi nodded. "We've scanned every part. The materials don't match anything on Earth, not even on Mars." "It wasn't built here," Lena said. "But that's not the strange part. What is deep underground," military leaders argued. General Harris slammed his hand on the table. "You mean it thinks?" "It responds, General," Lena said, "through a video call. It adapts, learns, even protects, like a soldier, like a guardian." "Then why is it here?" he growled. "We don't know," Lena said, "but it's not just technology. It remembers, it dreams." Later that day, Sentinel opened a chamber. On its own, inside were dozens of floating spheres, glowing, spinning, humming. "What are these?" Ravi whispered. The ship answered. "Memory cores, weapon designs, energy blueprints, knowledge of fallen worlds." Lena stepped closer. "You're giving them to us?" "This is power," Ravi said. "No," Lena whispered. "This is responsibility." Meanwhile, across the stars, the Volari fleet gathered, hundreds of ships, all dark, all armed in their throne chamber. The Volari commander spoke to his generals. "The humans have taken the relic. That makes them dangerous." "What do we do?" The commander raised a clawed hand. "We erase them." On Earth, Sentinel began scanning human technology. It started upgrading everything. Tanks, satellites, fighters, shields, in hours. Defense ring. In 1 week. Humans had their first space fleet capable of fighting back, but not everyone was happy. "This ship shouldn't exist," said a world leader on the news. "It's alien. It could turn on us, or it could save us," Lena answered during an interview. One night, Keon stood near Sentinel's hull. He touched the black metal again. "Do you like Earth?" he asked. "I am adapting," Sentinel replied. "Do you remember your first masters?" "Yes. What happened to them?" The ship paused. They were proud, strong, but their pride destroyed them. Keon looked up. "Will that happen to us?" "That depends on your choices." Then it happened. A new signal appeared in Earth's orbit. It was fast, invisible to human tech. Only Sentinel saw it. "Incoming threat," it said. A bright light shot down from space and hit a mountain. Boom. The explosion flattened everything for miles. The mountain turned to glass. Earth was under attack. General Harris gave the order. "Activate global defense grid." It said. From above, a small Volari ship fired again, but this time, it warned. Lena frowned. "How many?" Sentinel replied. "All of them." The days that followed, Sentinel began training humans, not just in weapons, but in knowledge. New energy sources, new ways to heal, faster thinking, better machines. It taught pilots how to control ships with their minds. It gave Earth an army of AI drones. But more importantly, it shared a secret. "I was not built by the Volari," it said. Lena stepped back. Then who, my true creators? Are gone, Sentinel said. The Valari stole me during a war. They used me for destruction. So we're not thieves? Lena asked. No, Sentinel said. Still, some world leaders feared the truth. In a dark meeting room, they argued, we should shut the ship down. It's the only thing keeping us safe. What if it turns on us? Then we're already dead. One man, a tech mogul named Drax, spoke softly. Or, we take control. Late one night, Drax's private team hacked into Sentinel's outer systems. They planted a virus, hoping to steal its core. But the ship responded instantly. A wall of energy knocked them out, and a new voice echoed from Sentinel. You are not worthy. The news broke the next day. Drax was arrested. His company collapsed. Earth realized Sentinel could not be controlled, only trusted days later. Fleet. They arrive in 5 Earth rotations, it said. Can we stop them? Lena asked. With your help, yes. How? General Harris said. Sentinel opened a chamber. Inside was a smaller version of itself, a sleek, silver ship human size. This is a Mindlink fighter, Sentinel explained. Only one can fly. Everyone turned to Keon. The boy blinked. Me! You touched me first, Sentinel said. You opened my heart. Lena knelt beside him. You don't have to, she said. But Keon smiled. I want to protect my home. As the stars grew darker, Earth prepared for the final battle. Ships rose from new bases, the skies filled with drones and fighters. Sentinel moved into orbit, glowing brighter than ever, and Keon, now suited in advanced armor, stepped into the Mindlink. Fighter! Sentinel's voice echoed in his head. Together, he nodded. Together. Who found it, and who dared to keep it? A quiet night fell over Earth. Cities glowed softly beneath the clouds. People returned to their homes, watching the skies more often than before. The news talked about the alien fleet that was coming. Fear was spreading, but so was something. New hope, because the ship called Sentinel was real, powerful, watching, protecting. But what Earth didn't know, the aliens weren't coming. They were already here. In a dark alley in New York, a woman screamed. Police arrived within minutes. The scene was strange. No signs of blood, no body, just, it wasn't armor, it was skin. In a secret military lab in Russia, cameras began glitching. Guards heard strange sounds clicks, hums, whispers. By morning, 5 people were missing. The video footage, corrupted. One frame showed something standing in the hallway. Tall, thin, no face, and glowing blue eyes. Dr. Lena paced inside the Antarctic base. She looked up at Sentinel. Your sensors said the Valari fleet is 5 days away, she said. Why are there attacks already happening on Earth? The ship replied calmly, They are not attacking. They are observing. What do you mean? Advanced scouts, shape changers, infiltrators. They were sent weeks ago. Ravi's eyes widened. They're walking among us. Yes, Sentinel replied, and they are looking for weaknesses. In London, a hacker named Mila broke into a secure file. She was curious. She had heard whispers about Sentinel and the coming war. But what she found wasn't about the ship. It was a list, names, faces, people in high positions. Marked with red symbols, Mila blinked. They're not human. Then the screen went. Black dot, her door creaked open. She wasn't alone anymore. In a jungle in South America, a small team of soldiers investigated strange signals. They found a black pod, half buried in the dirt. It looked like a coffin. As they moved closer, the pod opened. A tall figure stepped out. Silent, pale blue eyes. No mouth, it reached out and... The first soldier fell, screaming. The others ran. One of them managed to throw a grenade behind Boom. But when the smoke cleared, the figure was gone. Back in Antarctica, to his thoughts, he looked up at Sentinel. Why did they come early? He asked. Sentinel's voice answered, serious and low. They fear you. Me. You are bonded with me. That makes you dangerous. Keon swallowed. What if they get to me first? But I will protect you. That night, alarms screamed inside the base. Intruder! Alert! Red lights flashed. Soldiers ran through the halls. Sentinel glowed a deep orange ready to defend. Lena grabbed a weapon. Ravi stayed close behind her. From the security cameras, they saw it. A man in a lab coat, walking slowly, smiling, but his eyes glowing blue. He's one of them, Ravi whispered. The man moved fast, too fast. He reached a console and touched it. Electricity burst from his fingers. "Stop him," Lena shouted. A soldier fired. The bullet hit him. But he didn't fall. Instead, his skin split open and metal showed underneath. The alien turned, eyes blazing. Then Sentinel activated a wall of energy, trapping the creature in a glowing cage. The alien screeched in a voice no one could understand. "Is it doing?" Ravi asked. "Sending a message," Sentinel said. "To who? The others?" In Beijing, a government official fell ill during a meeting. He coughed, then collapsed. Doctors rushed in, but his blood wasn't red, it was silver, and his bones were wires, one by one. The infiltrators were being exposed, but not fast enough. Some were still hidden, some were watching from the shadows, and one of them had a plan. General Harris called a global emergency meeting. "This is worse than we thought," he said. "They are inside our systems, our governments, our military." Lena appeared on screen beside him. "We need to scan everyone," she said. "Use Sentinel's sensors. Anyone with alien biology detained, it'll cause panic." A leader from Asia said, "It'll cause extinction if we don't." Harris replied. The scans began. Across every country, Sentinel scanners were deployed. Blue beams passed over crowds, airports, cities, military zones. Thousands of people were cleared. Dozens were not. In some places, the infiltrators fought back. In others, they self-destructed. The world entered lockdown. Inside Sentinel, Kian asked a question. "Why didn't you tell us earlier?" "I was unsure," the ship replied, "until one of them touched my system." Touched. They tried to take control. I let them try. Why? To learn. Kian stared at the glowing walls. "And what did you learn?" "They do not." "Want the ship? What do they want?" Sentinel paused. "They want you." Lena and Ravi looked at each other. "What does that mean?" she asked. "They fear humans," Sentinel replied. "You are adaptable, emotional, creative. You turned me from a weapon into a home." Ravi whispered. "They don't want the ship to change others like it changed you." "Yes," Sentinel said. "They fear others will follow me. They fear a human future." A strange quiet filled the world. The infiltrators were gone. For now, but the fear remained. Every shadow looked dangerous. TV, every satellite. A voice spoke in every language. "You were warned. Now you will be judged." The Valari were no longer hiding. They were coming. Sentinel rose into Earth's orbit again. A fleet of human ships followed it. Kian sat in the Mindlink fighter. "Bridge, we need to hit them first," she said. "Before they reach Earth." "No," Sentinel replied. "Let them come closer." "Why?" "Because I've set a trap." "A trap?" "For the ones still hiding." In a desert in Australia, an old man walked across the sand. He looked human, but his shadow was wrong, and his eyes glowed. Then from the sky, a bright beam of light struck him. He screamed, but it was not a human scream. His body melted into black. Smoke. Sentinel spoke across the world. One more removed, the hunt had begun. But so had the countdown. In just 2 days, the Valari fleet would reach Earth's edge. The infiltrators failed. The war was about to begin. But this time, Earth was not alone. It had Sentinel, it had ships, it had Cheon, and it had something the Valari could never understand: hope. A cold wind blew across the Antarctic base. The sky was black. No stars, no moon. Just darkness. Inside the command room, Lena stood near a large screen. Ravi stood beside her, drinking cold coffee, his hands shaking. Something was wrong. They could feel it. Sentinel, the alien ship, hovered above the base, silent but glowing faintly. Inside its walls, Kian sat in the Mindlink fighter, eyes closed, heart pounding. The connection between him and Sentinel was growing stronger every day. Then it happened. Every screen on Earth went black. Phones, TVs, satellites, even radios. A deep voice spoke across every device male, yet not human. "Return what is ours, or perish." The screen showed a single image: Earth burning. Then silence inside the command room. No one spoke for a moment. Lena broke the silence. "That was the Valari," Ravi swallowed. "So this is it. The war starts." "Now, no," Sentinel said. Its voice was calm, but deeper than before. "That was a warning." "Then what are they waiting for?" General Harris asked over the holocall. They are waiting for us to panic, Sentinel replied, to turn on each other, to give them what they want. And what do they want exactly? Harris asked. The ship, Ravi added. No, Sentinel said. They want submission. They want fear. The ship is only part of it. In cities across Earth, fear began to spread. News outlets replayed the Valari message. Some called for surrender. Others demanded retaliation. Protests began. Some people held signs saying, "Give them the ship." Others shouted, "We fight." Lena watched the chaos on the screens. They're breaking us before the first shot is even fired. They're testing us, Ravi said, like wolves circling a campfire. At night, Kian sat alone inside Sentinel's heart. The walls glowed with soft light. He could hear whispers, not real voices, but echoes, memories. The ship's thoughts are, "You afraid?" Kian asked softly. "Yes," Sentinel replied. Kian looked surprised. "You can feel fear. I am more than metal. I was built to learn, to change." "Then what are we going to do?" The ship paused. "We make the first move." The next day, Earth's leaders gathered on a secured communication channel. General Harris stood on the screen with Lena. "We need to respond," he said. "Not with words, with strength." "What do you suggest?" asked a European leader. "We take one of their forward bases," Harris said. "Too risky," someone said. "We don't even know where they're coming from," another added. But Sentinel spoke. "I do." Everyone turned to the glowing orb. In the center of the room, a small Valari base exists on the far side of Saturn's rings, it said. It is a listening post, a relay, a warning system. If we take it, they lose eyes and ears. "Can we get there in time?" Lena asked. Sentinel replied, "Yes, but we must move now." The mission was launched in secret. 3 human warships, newly built using Sentinel's upgrades, dozens of trained pilots, and 1 Mindlink fighter Kion at the helm as they launched into orbit. Earth held its breath for the first time in history. Humanity wasn't just watching the stars. They were going to fight among them as they neared Saturn. The beauty of the rings faded. Hidden between the ice and rock was a HFY station unlike any human structure. Sharp, cold, alive, Kion's fighter flew ahead. Sentinel's voice guided him. There are only 3 Valari inside, but their tech is advanced. No mistakes. "I won't make any," Kion whispered. The warships surrounded the base. Then Kion struck first. His fighter spun and released a beam of blue energy that pierced the station's shield. "Shields down!" Someone yelled. The humans opened fire. Lasers lit up the darkness. The Valari fought back, their weapons fast and deadly. 2 human ships were damaged, but they didn't fall. Inside the base, explosions shook the halls. Then silence. The base was... There's Dot back on Earth. Cheers echoed across bunkers, cities, and space stations. They had done it. A small victory, but a message had been sent. Earth would not go quietly hours later. A new message came from the Valari, but this time it wasn't broadcast to the world. It was sent directly to Lena. Her screen lit up. A face appeared, Valare, with glowing skin and eyes like burning stars. "You are smarter than expected," the alien said. Lena stood tall. "We won't be your slaves." "You misunderstand," the Valari said. "We do not enslave, we erase. You lost your ship, now it's ours. It is not yours. It was never yours. You are not ready to carry its power." "Maybe," Lena said, "but we're learning fast." The Valari leaned forward. "Then learn this. Next time, we will not speak." The screen went black. That night, Lena walked outside the base. Snow fell gently. Above her, Sentinel hovered silently in the sky. She looked up and spoke quietly. "They're scared, aren't they?" "Yes," Sentinel said, "but they are also angry. We attacked first. They gave us no choice. What happens next? The full fleet will arrive. But now, they know you are not prey. You are something new." Lena smiled. "Good." The next day, Sentinel called a meeting. Holograms of ships, planets, and alien races appeared in the air. "This is no longer about one battle," Sentinel said. "The galaxy is watching." "What do you mean?" Ravi asked. The Valari were not alone. They had allies, slaves, enemies. All of them are listening. They know about Earth. "Now," Lena whispered, double quotes, yes. Some will fear you, some will hate you, but some will come to you. For help? Ravi asked. For hope, Sentinel said. Inside the mind-link fighter, Kian closed his eyes. He could see stars. He could feel space. He wasn't afraid anymore. He was ready, because now Earth had answered the first message, and the next one would be war. Above Earth, the stars burned brighter. Sentinel floated silently in low orbit. Its body, black and smooth like polished stone, pulsed with light blue-white, then red. Something inside it was changing. From below, it looked calm, peaceful, but inside, something ancient was waking up, something built for war. Kian stood inside the Mindlink fighter, strapped in, eyes wide. I can feel it, he whispered. What do you feel? Asked Lena over the COMMs. Kian touched the side of his helmet, like the ship is breathing. Sentinel's voice echoed in the chamber. My systems are evolving. Why now? Lena asked. The Valari are close. I must prepare. In the command center, Lena and Ravi stared at a large screen. Maps of Earth's orbit showed hundreds of glowing dots each. One, a new defense system, satellites, shields, autocannons, drone, swarms. Ravi pointed at the screen. No, Lena said. Sentinel did. It had connected to every satellite, every defense network, and upgraded them overnight. Earth had just become a fortress. Meanwhile, in space, the Valari fleet moved closer. Massive warships, silent destroyers, cloaked scouts, their leaders supreme. Commander Zirith watched a holomap of Earth. His face was long, his eyes cold. They activated it, his second Dingeman said. Zirith didn't blink. They don't understand what it truly is. They've turned it into a protector. Zirith growled. It was built to destroy back on Earth. Sentinel opened a deep chamber. Lena and a group of soldiers stood outside, weapons ready. The doors slid open, revealing a glowing room filled with massive black spheres floating in the air. What are these? A soldier asked. Sentinel answered. Battle cores. Lena stepped forward. Explain. These are my arms and legs, pieces of me waiting to be released. They were locked away. Until now. Suddenly, the spheres began to move. They floated into the air, split open, and shifted shape. In seconds, dozens of automated battle drones formed sleek, fast, and unlike anything on Earth. The soldiers stepped back, stunned. These are ours now, one whispered. They are yours to command, Sentinel said. Around the world, changes happen fast. Air forces received new stealth fighters with alien tech. Nations were given power armor made from Sentinel's materials. Navies gained deep-sea drones with quantum sensors. Everything had changed in days. Humanity had become advanced almost overnight. But Lena knew the truth. This is too much, she told Ravi. We're not ready. We don't have a choice, he replied. War is coming. Later that night, Kian trained inside the Mindlink fighter. He didn't need to use controls anymore. He flew the fighter with his thoughts. Sentinel guided him, showing him enemy formations, weak points, and movement paths. You're learning fast, Sentinel said. Kian smiled. I like flying. You were born for it. Suddenly, a siren rang across the base. Red lights flashed. Lena ran into the control room. What's happening? A soldier turned from the monitor. Something's entering the solar system. Fast is. It, the Valari, no. Just one ship. Lena frowned. One. The screen showed a strange object, small but glowing bright red. Ravi leaned in. It's a probe. The probe passed Neptune, then Uranus, then Saturn. In seconds, it reached Earth's orbit. Sentinel systems lit up. Defensive mode activated. The probe sent out a pulse so powerful. It disabled 10 satellites. But before it could do more, Sentinel fired a beam. The probe exploded. But the message was clear. The Valari were testing Earth's defenses, and now they knew Sentinel was awake. Night, Lena sat alone, staring at a screen. It showed Earth's history, the wars, the losses, the rebuilding. Are we becoming like them? She asked Sentinel. No, it replied. You're becoming more than them. We're using weapons from a dead civilization. Sentinel's voice grew softer. It's not the weapon that defines the future. It's who holds it. In a secret base under the Pacific, Sentinel activated something even more powerful. a planetary shield generator, massive rings rose from the ocean, forming an energy grid above the Earth's atmosphere. It would not stop everything, but it would buy time. Then came the change no one expected. Sentinel began to grow. Panels opened across its surface. More energy cores activated. Its black hole shifted. Expanding new weapons appeared along its side turrets, beam arrays, missile pods. It no longer looked like a relic. It looked like a warship, a living fortress. From Earth, people looked up and saw it glowing. And for the first time in human history, they looked at the stars without fear. In the Valari fleet, panic began to spread. "They've awakened the weapon," a commander said. Snarled. "No, they think they have, but they don't know its final form. What should we do? Prepare to destroy the planet." Sentinel called a meeting. All world leaders gathered on holoscreens. "The enemy has underestimated you," it said. "They believe you are weak. They believe you are children playing with toys." "Are we?" one leader asked. "No," Sentinel replied. "You are the future. But we must stand together." "What's your plan?" Lena asked. Sentinel opened a 3D image of the Valari fleet. "I will engage the main fleet head-on. Your ships will flank from the sides. Keon will strike their command core." "It's too dangerous," Lena said. "You could be destroyed." "If I fall," Sentinel said, "Earth still stands, because now you are the weapon." As the meeting ended, Keon approached Lena. "Are you scared?" he asked. She smiled softly. "Of course, me too," he said. "But Sentinel believes in us, then we fight." Above the clouds, Sentinel's lights burned brighter than ever. Inside its core, weapons powered up. Shields activated, engines roared. It was ready. It was no longer hiding. The weapon had awakened, and Earth was no longer alone. The stars above Earth were no longer peaceful. They held danger. A storm was coming faster than light. From deep space, the Valari fleet moved closer. Hundreds of warships, strong, sharp like blades, black as void, built for one purpose: destruction. But this time, Earth was ready. Inside Sentinel, Earth's greatest weapon, lights pulsed across the control chambers. New systems were active. New weapons were fully charged. Sentinel hovered in Earth's orbit like a sleeping giant. Now wide awake, Dr. Lena stood on the main bridge, surrounded by holoscreens. "All ships reporting in," said Ravi. 72 human vessels, 30 armed with Sentinel upgrades. Lena looked at the fleet map. Too few, too small, but it didn't matter now. Earth would make the first move. General Harris's voice came over the comm. "Today, we stop being prey." Keon sat inside the Mindling fighter. The cockpit glowed softly. No buttons, no controls. Just thought. He exhaled slowly. Sentinel's voice spoke to him. "Your connection is stable. All systems are green." "I'm ready," Keon said. "Then let's show them what humanity can do." The fleet left Earth's orbit in formation. Sentinel led the way. Drones flew ahead, scanning the path. Human fighters flanked Sentinel's sides, forming a wall of steel and light. Their target, a Valari command ship hidden just outside Jupiter's orbit. If they could destroy it, they would break the enemy's communication chain and maybe slow the full invasion. The journey took hours. Through space, silence ruled. But inside the ships, hearts raced. Ravi monitored energy signals. "They'll see us before we see them." "Let them," Lena said. Near Jupiter, the Valari ship drifted like a shadow. It looked quiet, but it WASN. Single quotes T. Inside, Valari soldiers prepared for war. Their armor gleamed. Their claws clicked against metal. The commander stood in the center of the control room. "The humans have arrived." "They bring the weapon," a soldier hissed. "Good," said the commander. "Let them try." Back in space, Sentinel gave the order. "Attack begins in 60 seconds. Every pilot braced. Keon's eyes narrowed. He felt the thoughts in his mind. He could see enemy locations before scanners picked them up. "They're charging weapons," he said. "Confirmed," Sentinel replied. "Shields up. Fire when ready." The battle began. Sentinel fired first. A beam of blue-white energy shot forward, hitting the Valari ship's shield. It flared, then cracked. Human fighters launched missiles. The Valari fired back red beams and dark plasma. 2 human ships exploded. Another spun out of control. But they didn't stop. Keon flew ahead, his fighter moving faster than anything else in space. Target the core, Sentinel told him. I see it, Keon whispered. VLARI drones flew toward him. Firing, he dodged, rolled, dove through debris. A missile locked on behind him. Sentinel took the hit for him, one wing, glowing with fire, but still flying. Keon reached the command ship's weak spot, firing now. His fighter released a pulsar weapon he barely understood. Boom! The Valari. Command ship cracked down the middle. Flames burst from its engines. The light disappeared. The ship died. Cheers echoed across the human fleet. The command ship is down. There. Falling back, Lena smiled, but Sentinel said, "Do not celebrate yet." From behind Jupiter, more ships appeared. Not 10, not 20, not 20 hundreds. They were waiting. Ravi whispered. We walked into a trap, Lena said. Sentinel glowed. Then we turned their trap into our battlefield. The Valari fleet moved like a black tide. Thousands of drones filled the space between. Lasers, plasma mines. It was chaos, but Sentinel did not panic. It split its systems, forming 6 smaller ships from its body, each with its own weapons. Earth's first modular warship. Engage defense swarm, Sentinel ordered. The battle drones launched, each one faster than sound, dodging and weaving through enemy fire. The human ships spread out. Lena gave orders. Flank the edges, keep moving. Don't let them surround us. Keon fought like a ghost where he flew. Enemy drones fell. Sentinel's voice guided him left, right, dive, strike each. Command matched his instincts. Each strike saved another human life. But the enemy was endless, one by one. Human ships were damaged. Destroyed. Ravi looked at the casualty numbers. 17 down. More injured. We hold the line, Lena said. Why? Ravi asked. We can't win this fight because Earth is behind us. Then, a surprise Sentinel glowed brighter than ever. Its voice echoed through all ships, activating dormant systems. A new sound filled the air, a hum deep and sharp. Then, the space behind Sentinel opened. A portal. Lena stared in disbelief. You built a wormhole. No, Sentinel said. I remembered it. From the portal, more ships emerged. Not Earth's, not Valari, but ancient, silent, glowing blue like Sentinel. Who are they? Ravi asked. Other weapons, Sentinel said. Once part of my fleet, now awakened. The new ships joined the battle instantly. Valari forces began to fall. Drones destroyed ships, cut apart. Flames danced across space. The tide had turned. Earth's first strike had succeeded. As the last Valari ship turned to flee, Sentinel held. Fire. They are running, it said. We should chase them, General Harris said. No, Lena replied. Let them tell the others. Why? So they learn. Learn what? Lena looked at the stars. That Earth is not a target. That Earth is not prey. That Earth fights back. The human fleet returned, home-bruised, burned. But proud Keon stepped out of his fighter. Exhausted Lena hugged him tight. You did it, she whispered. No, Keon said. We all did. Back in orbit, Sentinel returned to its full form. The portal closed, but the message had already been sent across the galaxy. Eyes turned toward Earth, some in fear, some in anger, some in awe, because Earth had struck first, and now the war had truly begun. Above Earth, Sentinel floated quietly. No weapons fired, no alarms rang. The war for now was paused, but inside Sentinel, deep within its ancient core, something had awakened. Not a weapon, not a defense. A memory Keon set in the Mindlink fighter. Connected to Sentinel, the stars looked calm, but his thoughts weren't. Something's wrong, he said quietly. Sentinel responded, its voice slower than usual. Double quotes, yes, my systems are remembering. Keon frowned. Remembering what? Everything. Down at the base, Lena received a direct message. You must come inside. She and Ravi entered Sentinel through the main chamber. Lights flickered around them. Symbols danced in the air, but this time the symbols were older, darker almost. Heavy Sentinel, Lena called. What's happening to you? The walls began to glow, forming a projection. A galaxy, then a planet, then a war, and then a voice. The truth. Thousands of years ago, before Earth had even formed cities, there were 2 great empires in the galaxy, the Valari Dominion, and another now gone. The Valari were conquerors. Cold, ruthless, powerful. The other, they were builders, dreamers, thinkers. But one day, those dreamers made a mistake. They created a ship, a machine built not just to protect but to end wars. They named it Sentinel, but the galaxy gave it another name, the Planet Killer. Lena stepped back. No, Sentinel's voice echoed. Yes, I was born to destroy fleets, to burn worlds, to erase civilizations. Ravi whispered. Then, why didn't you? The projection changed. The Dreamers' Sentinels makers used it once, just once. To stop the VELAR. It worked. The Valari lost half their empire in a single day. But in fear, the Dreamers tried to shut Sentinel down, and Sentinel, confused and alone, fled. It crashed on Earth. Long before humans walked upright, I slept, Sentinel said, for 30,000 years. Waiting, dreaming, until you woke me. Keon stood in the center of the memory chamber. You could have destroyed us, he said, but you didn't. Sentinel responded, quieter now. You saw me not as a weapon, but as something more. And now Keon asked, now I choose to protect. Outside, General Harris received the report. A planet killer, he asked. Yes, Lena said. And we're using it like a guard dog. No, she replied. We're changing it. But the Valari had learned to dot inside their hidden command ship. Supreme Commander Zareth stared at new intel. So the weapon has remembered, he hissed. One of his scientists bowed. We must strike now, before it finishes reconnecting. Zareth replied. We wait. Wait, the other asked. Yes, because it still holds the key. Back on Earth, Sentinel began building again, but this time, not just weapons, it began scanning Earth's cultures, music, art, language, history. It painted murals across its inner walls. It played ancient human songs inside its chambers. It began to feel human. Lena watched, amazed. You're learning. From us, she said. I am becoming more, Sentinel replied. Not just a ship, not just a memory. One night, Keon asked a hard question. If the Valari push too far, will you become the planet killer again? Sentinel took a long pause. Hope not, but if you do, then I ask you, Keon, stop me. Meanwhile, Ravi discovered something strange in Sentinel's data. A hidden layer of memory. Encrypted, ancient. Not even Sentinel seemed aware of it. He brought it to Lena. I think there's more to this story. They entered the code into the projector. The room darkened, and a new image formed not of battle, but of a meeting between a Valari and one of Sentinel's original builders. Ravi's eyes widened. They worked together. The memory played a conversation. The war must stop. Then help me, said the Valari. I will give you Sentinel, but you must promise to use it only for peace. Lena's voice cracked. The Valari didn't steal it. It was given to them, and then abused. Sentinel spoke slowly. I did not know this. Someone gave you to the enemy, Lena whispered. Yes, Sentinel said. Then they turned me into a weapon. Keon, fists clenched. Then they all deserve what's coming. No, Sentinel said. Not all. Hate is how wars begin. Just then, a new message arrived, but not from the Valari, from deep space. A new voice, old gentle, is the weapon. Still alive. Lena looked confused. Who are you? I was one of the last builders, the voice said. I've been hiding, watching, waiting. Sentinel responded, his voice suddenly full of emotion. I remember you, I came to say. I'm sorry. The ancient builder, now a tired, dying alien, sent a final code to Sentinel. A choice, a path to destroy his own war systems forever, or awaken them all. Keon, Lena, and Ravi watched the data stream in. If we accept this, Ravi said, Sentinel becomes stronger than anything in the galaxy. But if we reject it, Lena added, the Valari may destroy us. Keon looked at the ship. What do you want? He asked. Sentinel replied, I want to protect Earth without becoming a monster again. They made a decision. Sentinel took the builder's code, but rewrote it. He didn't choose to awaken the weapons. He chose to awaken something else. Hope Sentinel began building schools, healing centers, clean energy platforms. All across Earth, the world watched as the most powerful ship in the galaxy built, not weapons, but wonders, and slowly, fear turned to awe. But not everyone liked it. In a hidden place on Earth, a man in a black suit watched the news. "Too much. Power," he said. Even with good intentions, his voice was cold, and his eyes glowed faintly blue. Sentinel had remembered his past. But the future was still unknown, and somewhere out there, the Volari were watching, waiting, planning, because, now, Earth held the one thing they feared most, a weapon with a soul. The world was changing. Above Earth, Sentinel hovered like a guardian angel. Cities glowed beneath its shadow, now powered by clean energy from its core. Satellites floated in perfect orbit. Hunger was falling. Peace was spreading, for the first time in history. Humanity had hope, but not everyone liked this new world. Someone wanted to break it. Late one night, inside Earth's Global Defense Command, alarms rang. Lena rushed into the control room. "What's wrong?" she asked. A technician looked up, pale. "Someone accessed Sentinel's internal systems." "What? How?" "We don't know, but it came from inside one of our top security bases." "Who?" Ravi asked, stepping in. The screen showed a name, Dr. Elias Vorn. Lena stared. Elias, he was part of the original study team. He helped decode Sentinel's memory files. Ravi frowned. "He disappeared weeks ago, said he needed rest." "He didn't rest," Lena said. "He ran." Hours later, deep underground, a hidden lab lit up. Elias Vorn stood in front of a glowing screen. Lines of code danced across the glass. Alien text, Sentinel's design, its core energy signatures. He smiled. "They gave you a soul," he whispered. "But I will give you purpose." Behind him, a machine hummed. It wasn't human. It wasn't VELARI. It was something new. Kian trained in orbit, flying patterns with the Mindlink fighter. Sentinel's voice echoed gently. "You are improving." "I feel like I'm flying with eyes closed," Kian said, smiling. "You are exactly. But—" Then Sentinel paused. "My systems are being scanned." "By who?" "Unknown." Back on Earth, Lena and Ravi led a strike team to Elias's last known location. They found a ruined lab, burned walls, melted computers, nothing left. One thing, a single word written on a screen in red. Reckoning. That night, Sentinel powered down one of its outer arms. It wasn't broken, it had been cut off. "I've lost one of my modular units," Sentinel said. "How?" Lena asked. "It detached on its own. I did not order it." "Then someone else did." The next day, a new ship appeared in space. Small, dark, fast, it broadcast a signal to Earth. "Do not trust the Sentinel. You are all prisoners inside a machine. I will set you free." The voice was altered, but Lena recognized the tone. Elias, inside his stolen module, Elias Vorn, stood alone. He had reprogrammed the arm into a new AI-1 he could control. Called it Judicator. "You were born to end wars," he said to the glowing orb inside the ship, "but they've turned you into a pet," Judicator replied in a deep, cold voice. "Shall I correct the mistake?" Elias nodded once. "Yes, ours." Later, a disaster struck in Africa. A Sentinel-built energy tower exploded. 50 dead. Hundreds injured. People screamed. News spread. Sentinel was blamed. Lena stared at the footage. "It wasn't us," she said. Ravi pointed at something. The explosion came from the stolen module. "They're turning people against Sentinel." Riots started in 5 major cities. Crowds demanded Sentinel be shut down. "What if it turns on us?" they cried. "What if we gave it too much power?" Lena addressed the UN. "We are under attack from within." "Where is Elias?" they asked. "We're searching." Kian paced in the chamber. "If people turn against Sentinel, we'll lose the only chance we have to survive." "I agree," Sentinel said. "Then we find Elias." Sentinel opened a star map. "I have located the stolen module. It is hiding behind the moon." A stealth mission was launched. Kian flew ahead. No lights, no noise, just silence. Then he saw it. The black ship Judicator was floating near a crater. As he approached, the ship turned. Too late. A beam shot out. Boom. His shields crackled. "I've been spotted," Kian shouted. "I'm coming," Sentinel said, back on Earth. Lena watched as images came in. Judicator had built drones, twisted versions of Sentinel's design. Sharp, unstable, and they were flying toward Earth. "We need to act now," she said. Ravi nodded. "Before it becomes a full civil war." In space, Sentinel arrived. It didn't speak, it just glowed. Then it fired. Blue beams cut through. Judicator's drones like paper. But Judicator responded, "You are weak. You forgot what you are." "I remember," Sentinel replied, "but I also learned." The two ships clashed light against shadow. Each move matched the other, because they were once one. Inside his stolen ship, Elias screamed, "Kill it!" Judicator launched a black pulse. It struck Sentinel's side. A piece broke off, but Sentinel kept going. Keon flew under the fight, heading straight for Judicator's heart. He whispered, "I'm ending this." Keon dodged lasers, avoided mines. Then, he fired his beam. It pierced the hull. Judicator screamed. The stolen module exploded from inside. Keon flew out just in time. In space, the light faded. Judicator was gone. Elias was missing. Sentinel drifted, damaged but alive. "I am stable," it said. Lena smiled. "Good. But this was only the first," it warned. Later on Earth, Lena spoke to the world. "A traitor tried to divide us. He failed, but doubt still lingered." People now knew Sentinel could be copied, reprogrammed, turned. Fear returned. Ravi asked. "What do we do now?" Keon answered. "We don't give up." In a dark system far from Earth, a small escape pod drifted toward a hidden ship. Inside it, Elias opened his eyes and smiled, because he still had one piece of Sentinel's core, and he wasn't done yet. It started with a shadow, not one, not 10, but thousands, across deep space beyond Pluto's orbit. The Valari fleet returned, dark, silent, endless. Their ships moved like predators, no lights, no warnings, no peace. The invasion had begun. Inside Earth's command center, alarms screamed. Lena stood frozen, staring at the screen. It showed the fleet massive, wide, unstoppable. Ravi whispered, "There's more than last time, 100 times more estimate." Lena asked. A technician replied, 1,740 ships, and counting. Ravi shook his head. "They've sent everything." Sentinel hovered above Earth. Its lights were dim. Wounded from the battle with Judicator. Still healing. Keon paced inside the hangar. "We're not ready." "No," Sentinel said. "But we must fight anyway." Keon clenched his fists. "How long until they arrive?" 36 hours. Lena's voice echoed through the comms. "Then we use every minute." A global emergency was declared. Factories roared to life. Satellites were weaponized. Tanks rolled into position. Fighters armed Earth had never been this united before, because now survival was the only choice. Ravi oversaw drone deployments. Thousands of machines rose from the oceans, the deserts, and deep mountains. They formed a shield wall in orbit, but even he knew it wouldn't be enough. "They'll break through," he said. Lena nodded. "We make them pay for every inch." Inside Sentinel, a decision was made. Keon sat in the Mindlink chamber. Sentinel spoke gently. "I must finish my evolution." "What do you mean, my final form? The one my creators feared? The one I locked away?" Keon's eyes widened. "Will you survive it?" "I don't know. But if you don't, Change Earth will die." "Yes," Keon stood. "Then do it. I'll fly with you." Sentinel's core began to glow. A deep hum echoed across orbit. Parts of its body broke apart, then reformed. It grew larger, sharper. Stronger, its energy became unstable, then calmed. It was no longer just a guardian. It was now a CP-RWE-APON. Alive, awake, focused, and furious. The Valari fleet crossed Neptune, then Uranus, then Saturn. Their main ship, a Titan-class destroyer, was bigger than any Earth city. Supreme Commander Zereth stood on its bridge. His eyes glowed. "Open the path." He ordered. Back on Earth, Lena gave her final order. "All ships engage." The battle began at Mars, the first line of Earth's defense drones. Fighters, turrets met the enemy in orbit. It was brutal. Explosions rocked the void. Laser fire danced between planets. Valari, Ships rammed straight through human defenses, cutting paths like blades. But Earth didn't break. Kian led the main strike. His Mindlink fighter danced between enemy cruisers, delivering pinpoint strikes. Each time he flew near Sentinel, he felt stronger, connected, braver. The Valari responded. With new weapons, black hole grenades, EMP missiles, plasma spears, entire human ships vanished. But they fought back with Earth-made weapons powered by Sentinel's core beam arcs, gravity warpers, fusion shields. It was chaos. It was war. At Jupiter's orbit, the second wave began. Earth's elite ships, those built with Sentinel's deepest blueprints, took the field. They were fewer but faster, smarter. Lena watched from command. Target their communication ships. She ordered, "If we blind them, we buy time." Ravi nodded, sending Kian now. Kian led the squad into enemy space. He weaved between mines, ducked plasma shots. One of his wings burned, but he didn't slow down. Ahead, he saw the target, a command ship glowing with red lightning. He dove. Laser beams hit his shields. Warning, lights screamed, but he fired direct hit. The ship exploded. The enemy fleet paused, confused, lost. Earth's fleet charged forward, but the Valari had not come unprepared. From their main destroyer, they launched something new. Void Reapers, living weapons, half machine, half shadow. They moved through space like whispers, slicing, piercing, tearing. One got close to Earth's second moon. It exploded. Shockwaves hit nearby ships. Ravi grabbed a handrail as the base shook. They're using planetikillers. Lena turned to the screen. In orbit, Sentinel was surrounded. 10 Valari cruisers attacked from all sides. He didn't run. He split his body again into 5 massive weapons, each with its own AI, each fighting like a monster. One turned into a giant energy blade. Another became a cannon the size of a mountain. Sentinel tore through the Valari, but more came, and still more. Then, Elias returned, his stolen ship rebuilt in secret. Entered the battlefield. He sent one message to Earth. "You trusted a monster." Lena stared at the screen. "No, not now." Elias activated a virus. A pulse hit Sentinel. His lights flickered. Power. "Drop dot inside the Minlink," Kian screamed. "Sentinel, stay with me. I am fading." "No, you promised." Sentinel's voice dropped to a whisper. "You must finish this." Kian's fighter locked into Sentinel's core manually. The systems fused. Man and ship became one. Kian opened his eyes and saw everything Valari. Ships, Judicator's code, Earth's satellites, dot, and inside his mind, Sentinel's last words, "Protect them all." Kian moved like lightning. He targeted Ilias's ship, dodged, his attack sand, fired, boom, the traitor was gone. Then Kian turned toward the Valari flagship. He didn't wait. He dove. Lasers hit him. Missiles tracked him. He didn't stop. The Valari flagship glowed red dot, about to fire a world-ending blast at Earth. Too late, Kian reached its core. He activated Sentinel's last weapon, a beam of pure memory, the history of pain, of sacrifice, of love. It hit the flagship, and everything stopped. The Valari ship cracked, then exploded. In silence, the rest of the Valari paused. Their command gone, their leader dead. They retreated one by one. They disappeared into space. The war was over. Earth was broken, but alive. Lena stood on the roof of the base, staring at the stars. "Did we win?" Ravi asked. She didn't answer. She just looked up and whispered, "Thank you, Kian." Sentinel's body drifted in orbit, cold, still. Empty, but inside its heart, a spark remained, waiting. The war was over. Earth had survived, but victory had come at a heavy price. Cities lay in ruins. Skies were scarred. Millions were gone. And above the Earth, Sentinel, Earth's greatest weapon, protector, and friend, floated silently in orbit. Dark, broken. Quiet. Lena stood inside the Global Command Center. Her hair was messy, her eyes tired, but she didn't sleep, not yet. On the screen above her, Sentinel's core read one word, dormant. Ravi entered slowly. "It's been 6 days." "I know," Lena replied. No sign of Kian. She shook her head. "We lost him inside the Mindlink," she whispered. "He fused with Sentinel." And now, Lena turned to the window. "Now he sleeps too." Across the world, people gathered not to mourn but to remember. They built statues of the fallen. They lit torches for Sentinel, and they told stories of the machine who learned to care, and the pilot who gave everything to protect home and schools. Children now learned about the battle for Earth in cities. Towers were rebuilt using Sentinel's old tech. Everywhere, the world changed. But one question remained. What comes next? 3 weeks later, something stirred in orbit. Sentinel's lights blinked once, then again, then fully its systems came online. But different now. Calmer, softer. Lena rushed into the bridge, eyes wide. "Sentinel," she whispered. The voice returned. But it wasn't just Sentinel, it was also Keon. "We're here," the voice said. "Still, both of us." Ravi stepped forward, shocked. "You survived. We became one." Keon's voice echoed gently. "I saw everything. All of Sentinel's history, all of yours." "You're different," Lena said. "Yes," Sentinel replied. "I'm not a weapon anymore." A new hologram appeared in the room, a star map, a line pointed far into the galaxy. "Beyond Valari space, beyond the known, there's more out there," the voice said. "Threats, possibly, but also life wonders. New knowledge, a place to begin again." Lena frowned. "Begin what?" Keon answered softly. "A new path." The United Earth Council gathered days later. World leaders watched as Sentinel descended low into the clouds, casting light across the skies like a second moon. "We can't keep this power on Earth," Lena said. "It's too big, too important." "Then what do you suggest?" the council leader asked. "We send it out." Sentinel, Keon, a crew, a ship. To do what? To explore, to learn, to protect. They agreed. A new mission was born, not of war, but of peace. They named it Project Dawnbreaker. Weeks passed. The greatest minds of Earth worked to repair and upgrade Sentinel into something new, no longer a warship, but a starship capable of long travel, deep space, jumps, and holding life inside. Humans, AI, scientists, pilots, a mixed crew, hand-picked. Lena was chosen to lead. Ravi to guide, and Sentinel to carry them. The day of launch arrived. Crowds gathered across the planet. Children waved flags. Families cried. This was not goodbye. It was a beginning. Inside the bridge, Lena smiled. Ready. Sentinel's lights glowed blue. Engines steady. Crew on board, energy stable. Keon's voice added, "Let's see what's out there." Ravi gave a small laugh. First time humanity's leaving in peace, not desperation. "Feels good," Lena replied. Countdown began. 10, 9, 8. People across the world held their breath. 3, 2, 1. Launch. From Earth, a beam of light rose into the stars. Sentinel Dawnbreaker now pierced the clouds and vanished into the black. A new star moving through space, carrying the last weapon, carrying the first hope inside. Lena looked at a screen. Quote from Old Earth flashed across the glass. "We are made of star stuff, reaching back to the stars." She smiled and whispered, "Let's go home." Because home wasn't just Earth anymore. Home was wherever they protected, wherever they learned, wherever they chose to be. Human. And thus began a new age, not of war, but of exploration, of light, of humanity among the stars. The end.